For 100 days, we are trying to do good deeds. We are calling them 100 Days of Good Goes Round.
All right, so I got a very special email, and it all has to do with National Infertility Awareness. So, Bert Show listener, Danielle, hit me up, and she had a request. Now, the reason why she hit me up, for those that may not know, I struggled with infertility. My husband and I got married, tried to start having a kid, and then within, we tried for almost a year. Or no, that's a lie. We tried for 6 months and nothing was happening. And so we went to a fertility clinic, and that's also the exact same time my dad got diagnosed with cancer. So we decided to put, all right, we need to do something here, because wanted to expedite the process in light of that news. And turns out my husband and I, together, had a 3% chance of conceiving on our own. So because of my dad's diagnosis, we're like, IUI, blah, 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 whatever, we're going to do IVF. Ended up having to do 2 rounds of IVF and ended up with our miracle baby, Jamie. Jamie, hello.
Who is Jamie?
I have no idea. Ended up with our miracle baby, Jimmy. I was trying to stall so we could get Danielle on, sorry. So we have Jimmy now, and Danielle hit me up, and she's like, hey, I am dealing with this and I have a request. And obviously it just struck a chord in my heart, because having been there and being part of the TTC club, we're a pretty tight group, TTC standing for Trying to Conceive. So Danielle, welcome to the Bert Show.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. So if you can just let these guys know a little bit about what was in the email that you sent me.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first I'd like to say hi to everybody. I listen to you guys every morning.
Thank you.
Kristin, your openness just really hit home for me. Always listening to you. I've listened since you were pregnant with Jimmy, and just hearing you go through all of that and being open about it and talking about it just really hit home. And I just really wanted to reach out and start to tell my story. Me and my husband are both in our 40s. We met a little later in life and started this TTC journey a little bit later. We actually met on Tinder, so Abby, don't give up.
Dear God, Tinder next. I've already got every app on there. I've got to add another one.
It worked for her?
It did work for you.
It did. So part of my story is, we've been trying to conceive for over 3 years. I had 4 failed IUIs, plenty of hormone treatments, and finally was diagnosed with severely diminished ovarian reserve, which just basically means I don't produce the amount of eggs that an average woman my age might produce. And with that, I was unable to do IVF using my own eggs because I just simply don't produce them. And so my husband and I finally decided to move forward with donor egg. And it was, not an easy decision to make, but going through this whole experience, during the very beginning, I was very quiet and reserved, and I didn't talk about it much. I just sort of always kind of felt alone and kind of ashamed. I think, anybody who's going through that can relate, that you don't want to have to explain a failed anything or what you're going through and why you're maybe sad that day, and somebody close to you announces their pregnancy and you're, smiling on the outside because you're happy for them. But then, on the inside, you're like, when is it my turn? With all of that, I also discovered that there's not a whole lot of advocacy around women in my position, in our position, anybody going through this. And it's not just women either. Men also go through this, and they, I'm sure, talk about it even less. But I am a dancer and a dance instructor. I direct a competition team, and for me, I express myself much better through movement than I do words. And I've talked to my dancers about pursuing IVF and donor egg, and they were all so supportive of me, and I knew that I needed to include them in helping me tell this story. So my dancers I direct a competitive dance team, and it just so happens that one of our competitions land on the week of National Infertility Awareness Week, which is April 19th through 25th of next year. And I want to bring together a piece to represent and tell the story of not just my infertility journey, but anybody else going through that. I want them to know that they're not alone.
Wow.
And so, Danielle, I read your email, and obviously it tugged at my heartstrings. And you had a very specific ask of the Bert Show.
I do, yes. And I honestly couldn't think of anybody better to help me bring this to life. But Kristin, I wanted to know if you could help me be the voice of my music piece, help me put some music together, and be the voice of this dance piece that I'm going to be putting together for my girl.
So
Yep.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say I've searched high and low the internet for songs that may represent this journey, and I more or less came across songs that were talking about just wanting a baby and wanting, and I was like, that's not the story I want to tell. I want to talk about the women who are going through it and what they feel. So I put a few words together in, I guess, what sort of ended up forming a little poem. And yeah, my ask is that if, Kristin, you could read that piece to some music.
Wow. Okay. It's such a beautiful story, and I can see how you connected this to Kristin, obviously. But have you heard Kristin sing? Have you heard her parody songs before?
Excuse me, sir. This is spoken word. This is not singing.
I wanted spoken word. Yeah.
Okay, that's safe.
Yeah.
I think that's
big
safe.
difference, right?
Yes, she heard this womb is on fire, Bert, and she knew I should be the one to sing the infertility song.
I just
Spoken word, though. You can speak words.
I can speak words. Thank you. I can speak. I just can't sing. All right. So Danielle and I have been emailing back and forth, and we have a service where we can search music that isn't copyrighted, right? And so I wanted something that she would be able to utilize for her dance competition. So I immediately went into that system, and I started searching for songs, and I'm just listening to like all these different songs, just trying to find the one that's going to hit the right tone. Because in my head, like I'm, the way Danielle had described her dance team, and like this is going to be a contemporary dance to like really emotional movement, and that's kind of like what I was trying to find. And I found a song that I sent to her, and magically, not even realizing it was the perfect length for the competition. And Danielle gave me the blessing. She's like, yes, this is perfect. And then I took the beautiful, vulnerable poem that she wrote, 1 and 8, and I did spoken word over the music for her to use in the dance competition. So Danielle, for the very first time, because she has not heard this yet, Tommy and I worked on this yesterday and recorded it for you. Here is the musical piece that you can use so you can raise awareness for National Infertility Awareness Week next year at your dance competition. They say it's 1 in every 8. 1 in 8 who cannot wait for 2 pink lines of beating sound, a dream that never once touched ground. 1 in 8 and still unseen. behind the smiles, the in-between. We learn to mask, to nod, to cope, to wipe our tears with threads of hope. 1 in 8 will face the test of empty rooms and hearts distressed, of needles, scans, and shattered plans, of holding grief with trembling hands. And here's the truth the world won't say. Infertility is not rare today. %12 of couples try and fail, yet shame and silence still prevail. The burden is heavy on our backs. It isn't fixed by just relax. Some wombs are silent, some eggs are few. Sometimes the body just won't do. We turn to science and also grace, to donor eggs, a stranger's face, a gift of life from someone new, to build the dream we're fighting through. So if I say I'm 1 in 8, realize my heart carries the weight. It's courage wrapped in every scar, a battle fought, both near and far. Does that work, Danielle?
That is absolutely perfect.
Okay, good. Wow. You're
All the heartstrings.
So much.
You're so welcome. And again, this was Danielle's poem called 1 in 8, because that's how many people are struggling with infertility.
Wow.
Your words, I mean, those are your words, and I'm just honored that I was able to, to voice them for you.
You guys both did an amazing job on that.
Thank
I'm
you.
sitting here all tight in the chest, man.
That was touching.
So I cannot wait to see the performance. So I know I know you needed to get the music early to get it entered and whatnot, but I know the competition isn't going to be till next year. But please make a promise to me that when this performance happens, you film it so we can have it and we can share it with our listeners.
Absolutely, we'll do. We're going to be starting choreography in August. We will most likely be bringing it to a couple competitions, which may even start in January. So we might have one for you earlier than Infertility Awareness Week in April.
And hey, girl, I am sending you so much love and light and all the baby dust. I know this is a tough journey, but I'm going to tell you right now, you are going to be the best mama.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Danielle,
Thank you so much for doing this. I couldn't, that just came out even better than I could have imagined.
It's really beautiful.
You're welcome.
Really beautiful. And I want to thank you, Danielle, because you just planted an amazing idea for me also, because you say that you communicate better with dance than you do with words, which made me think the next time Amanda and I are having a deep emotional conversation, I'm not saying a word, man. I'm just going to start dancing.
Don't do that.
I'm just going to start dancing.
We've seen you dance, my
Yes,
brother.
we have. Stick to what you're good at.
The Bert Show.